Hey everybody, it's Preston Poulter, Pocket Jacks Comics. I am on the road out here in Los Angeles. I just spent the last couple of days with my daughter and the YouTuber I Love Kim Possible a lot, a My Little Pony YouTuber with 125,000 subscribers. She's my bud. We do shows together, and we just did one today in Torrance, so that was fun. And while I was there, it's a very slow show. I saw that Vic Mignogna, as far as I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. I've just been seeing it as, Kick Vic or I Stand with Vic. And well, I did not know who this guy was or that this person existed, until like 2 or 3 months ago, or all of a sudden out of nowhere. Just everybody that I'm interacting with on Twitter that's got anything to do with Comicsgate just suddenly starts freaking out about this guy, and it's like basically saying that this horrible defamation of character has taken place by evil SJW feminists who just did bad things and lied about it, just made up whole stories because their fifis were hurt or something. I mean, look, I didn't really clearly there was some hyperbole going on amongst my Comicsgate brethren, but they seemed very convinced that this voice actor, whose name I'm sure I will keep mangling, Vic Mignogna, whatever, was just very innocent and was being unjustly attacked. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to see somebody unjustly attacked. But then again, I didn't know whether the attack on him were just or not, because I didn't know this man, like I said, even existed. So I'm just like, okay, well, you guys do you. And apparently, like, Tug just became like the Vic Mignogna channel. Like that's all they would talk about. Just every show Tug's doing. It's like, oh, here's why the evil feminists are crucifying poor wonderful Vic today. And then you can imagine my surprise when the headline comes down today. Kaboom! Oh yeah, that Vic guy, he didn't have a case. Like, the judge dismissed the entire lawsuit. And then that causes everyone on Twitter to suddenly get law degrees. And they were very concerned that perhaps some of their associates who were standing with Vic and whatnot might have sent some threatening messages to the judge of the case, which probably did not help their cause. But, I can understand. I can understand what happens when people get a little overzealous. And that's always tough. So I feel Comicsgate's pain on that one. But nevertheless, the judge said, check it out, Mr. Mignogna. We have these things called slap suits, which are designed to make people who are alleging defamation essentially prove, what you're going to have to prove at trial, is that the statement was false. So what that means is that Vic has to prove that statement was false and make a pretty decent preliminary showing that he can prove it in order to proceed to trial. And in addition, you also have to prove that the person who said the statement knew it to be false when they said it. And, these things are very hard to prove. And if the plaintiff can't prove it, and basically make a preliminary showing, like before you even get to trial, you have to make a preliminary showing and says, hey, you get deposed or whatever, and you can defend your allegations and saying, no, these statements I can prove are untrue, and I can also prove that you knew they were untrue when you said them, which is a very tough burden to meet. And Mr. Mignogna apparently did not meet that burden, so case dismissed, no trial, no ticky, goodbye. Well, Comicsgate, I think, not directly alcohol, but it started with, that Comicsgate lawyer guy that everybody loves, Nick Rekieta, I think started the let's pay the legal fees for Mr. Mignogna. And they raised over $250,000 to help with the legal fees for Mr. Mignogna. And the thing about all that money that got raised is it's not only going to pay for the legal fees of Mr. Mignogna, but it's also going to pay for all the legal fees of the other side because that's how slap suits work. If it gets dismissed, then you have to pay the legal fees of both sides. Meaning, Comicsgate paid for the attorneys that represented my feminist SJWs. I don't know that this was a particularly good investment of resources, and I damn sure know this was not a very good investment of time. So, I'm sorry if this might upset some of you, but I've seen a lot of people freaking out about this case. I didn't even know who it was, but I saw people freaking out about this case. And the judge was getting his life threatened by people freaking out about this case. And Comicsgate YouTubers were certainly fanning those flames. But when you really got down to the truth, there was nothing there. So, that's the I Stand With Vic crowd being dealt a horrible blow today. But, good news, fellas. You can still stand with him. He is still being stood with. And he very much appreciates all that money that you raised for him, as does his attorney, as does the opposing counsels. So, you guys did a great job. You owned the libs. And that, I think, is what really matters. And I'm just very proud of you boys. You did a great job. Oh, man. Anyway, so I'm going to do some other videos while I'm out here, but I couldn't believe the emotional intensity that people had developed over this case that just got extinguished like that. Just boom, no merit to it. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then after that, like, that umbrella guy went on for 2 hours, like bemoaning the loss of something to talk about, essentially, and what horrible adjust, because that umbrella guy is, I'm sure, like a well-qualified legal professional who has access to the evidence of the case and can therefore speak with authority. Anyway. Well, and there are other things going on in Comicsgate. Like, the whole thing is just, there is so much drama going on. For me to encapsulate it would probably be like a 2-hour show. Like, every week it would have to be Comicsgate Weekly, like just a 2-hour show. And then Ethan said this, and then Rose said that, and then War Campaign stuck dildos on this person, and then that person spurred out about that. Oh my God. Anyway, but there's a boxing match that has apparently been set between Pan and a friend of mine who often comes to my defense, Six Scale Combat or something like that. So, and apparently Pan has doxed himself, and so he is now a known entity by Midnight Cherry, who is another person with whom I have associated myself with in the past, and he apparently arranged the doxing of Pan. Well, no, I shouldn't say arranged, but yeah, he did it, and that's not something I approve of. But whoa, it's just, people are getting very passionate, and this Vic Mignogna case is an example of that. It's I think we all need to take a breath and calm down here, okay? Like, everybody, please. All right, let's calm down. Let's have some fun. I was hanging out with Pacific Palisades with my daughter, and I live in KP, and life was good. And I was selling a few books to new customers, and nice cool breeze and Robotech theme playing because it was Robotech Con, and life was good. So there's a lot of great things coming up in the future. We don't need to get this bent out of shape. It's comic books, people. Let's have fun. Campaign for White Lily issue 4 is going to start on Monday. Stay tuned here. I got some really exciting announcements about that coming up. A reward you've never seen before in comic books. Take care.